Good morning, and how are we doing? It's beautiful to have you here this morning. This morning, we're going to quickly discuss about cytokines in the immune system. What are they? What do they function for? And where can they be found? Now, cytokines are small proteins. Just as we discussed complements, cytokines are also small proteins that are present within the immune system. And they are present within the immune system for the functioning of signaling. They help to signal immune system cells in areas where there's infection or there's inflammation or there's the need for immune system cells to congregate. The cytokines are unique proteins that help to signal to these immune system cells, call them to sites of infection, and for many other different reasons. Now, it's important to note that cytokines, there are four major types of cytokines in the immune system. Four major types of cytokines in the immune system. Now, these four major types of cytokines are, you have what we call the pro-inflammatory cytokines, we have the anti-inflammatory cytokines, then we have the interferons, and we have the chemokines. I'll repeat that. Four different types of cytokines. You have the pro-inflammatory cytokines, you have the anti-inflammatory cytokines, then you have the interferons, and then lastly, you have the chemokines. These are the four types of cytokines, and we'll take them one by one very quickly and look at what they do. Now, the pro-inflammatory cytokines. Now, just as the word implies, pro-inflammatory. These are cytokines that signal a lot of immune system cells whenever there is need for an inflammatory reaction. So an inflammatory reaction occurs when there is either infection or there is some injury of some kind, and the immune system wants to, come to that site of injury or infection to make sure that they get rid or attack the pathogens that may try to find a pathway into the body through that injury or infection. So you have what we call the pro-inflammatory cytokines. Now, these are cytokines that signal to immune system cells whenever there is an injury, whenever there is a need for immune system cells. These cytokines signal to these immune system cells and they congregate, they come towards this site of infection. And when they come towards the site of infection, they are there so that they're able to attack the pathogens at this site. Now, there are many different types of pro inflammatory cytokines. We have our interleukins, interleukin 1 and interleukin 6, IL-1, IL-6. They are an example of your pro inflammatory cytokines. You also have, as an example, we have what we call tumor necrosis factor, TNF. Tumor necrosis factor, TNF, is an example of a cytokine that plays the role of being a pro-inflammatory cytokine. This is important for us to know. Now, secondly, we have the anti-inflammatory cytokines. Now, the way the immune system works, when a pathogen comes into the immune system, everything is put in place to fight against this pathogen. Now, when this pathogen has been cleared, the immune system needs to subside. It needs to come down. The reactions need to, be brought down because there is no need for them anymore. So that's why you have a set of cytokines that we refer to as the anti-inflammatory cytokines. So in the event that an inflammation reaction has been taken care of, an infection has been cleared, there is a need to, make the immune system to subside, to lower its activities because there is no need for them. Now, this is where the role of the anti-inflammatory cytokines comes in. Now, examples of these anti-inflammatory cytokines include our interleukin 10, and we have what we call transforming growth factor. Transforming growth factor, TGF, is an example of a cytokine that is anti-inflammatory. So when the inflammatory process or inflammation has come down, there's a need to reduce the activity within the immune system, and this is done by our anti-inflammatory cytokines. Now, the third group are our interferons. The interferons are also popular. They function in the immune system, and interferons are very unique because they function against viruses. So in the event that a virus finds its way into the body and is attacking the body in one way or the other, your interferons play a role and they attach themselves to these viruses and try to signal to the immune system to come and attack these viruses so that these viruses can be taken out, they can be destroyed. This is important. They help to fight viral infections. And there are many different types of interferons. You have your interferon alpha and interferon beta. These are all examples of interferons, which are examples of cytokines. Then lastly, we have what we call the chemokines. The chemokines are also an example of our cytokines, and they have their own role. Majorly is immune system cell signaling. So they signal to immune system cells, invite them to sites of infection, and they keep calling upon them so that in the event of any infection or inflammation, or even in the event of a tumor, they call on these immune system cells so that they can come and destroy this tumor. Very importantly, we know that our chemokines call a lot on our neutrophils. Neutrophils are a type of our white blood cells, type of our system cells, and they call upon them to come and fight against all these different types of pathogens. Now, we round off by saying that the immune system, cytokines are important because they play an important role in the immune system. They help to sensitize the immune system. They help to make the immune system awake and alive to its responsibilities. And in the event that the concentration of cytokines is high within the immune system, we find out that if infection has been cleared, inflammation has been cleared, there will be a need to reduce the action of these cytokines. But if you have also a situation where the immune system is not producing enough cytokines, or the body is not producing enough cytokines, that can lead to a weakness in the immune system, and to have bringing up of individuals that we refer to as immunocompromised individuals. These are individuals that their immune system is not what it should be, and so from time to time they can suffer from different kind of illnesses which they should not suffer from. Thank you for listening to this. We are still going to do other videos. Do well to keep your eyes peeled, and do have a wonderful day. Remember to like this, share, and have a blessed day. Stay blessed.